Shabbat Shalom everyone, a good Erev Shabbos. This is 3 o'clock, the earliest it's ever been, and I just cannot believe that so many people are so organized, Erev Shabbos, to be able to sit and watch the Kabbalat Shabbat broadcast. Welcome to you all, thank you so much for joining. I was so touched to see how many people came online last week. I hope you do the same, coming in, tuning in from all over the world. It's just great to be with you. I want to begin by first of all thanking Dobby, who has literally just walked in from work, had a quick shower and got dressed for Shabbos, and is so always willing and obliging to accompany us for Shabbos. Thank you, Dobby. And anything to say, Dobby?
It's an absolute pleasure.
It's an absolute pleasure. And thank you so much for tuning in. Okay, we've got a packed program as usual. I want to begin on a rather serious note. Of course, last Motzei Shabbos, the news broke of the passing of the late Chief Rabbi Lord Sachs. It was a shock not only to the Anglo-Jewish community, but to the international community and to the world at large. What a huge, huge loss this was for us. No doubt you've seen over the past week all the various and many eulogies that have taken place, all beautiful words by various speakers and beautiful articles in the papers, and one cannot help to be moved by this sudden passing and by the huge loss and the void that he leaves. But I want to focus on something completely different, and that is I want to put the grief aside for just a moment and to focus on everything that he gave to us, how fortunate we were to have a rabbi, an inspirational chief rabbi like Rabbi Lord Sachs, who inspired on a different level, and who leaves us with so many writings, so many books, so many lectures, so many videos that we can watch. And I want to focus on that although of course it is a huge loss for us, how much he has left behind in terms of his teachings and his writings. And if we focus on that, we can be pleased that he certainly fulfilled his purpose in his short life. And on that same vein, I want to wish his wife, Rebbetzin Elaine, and the entire family long and healthy life, and may his memory always be a blessing. I want to dedicate this next song before the Kabbalat Shabbat, Ani ma'amin be'emuna shalema. I believe with complete faith. We don't know how long we have on this earth, and therefore we strongly believe that we are all have a predetermined amount of years on this earth, and we have to do everything we can to use those days to the full, to inspire others, to befriend others, to do chesed, to learn Torah, and to do mitzvahs. And this song, Ani Ma'amin, I believe with complete faith, is dedicated to Rabbi Lord Sachs. Ani Ma'amin, Ani Ma'amin, be'emuna shleima. introduce you to a new song for this last verse. Higolena ufros chavivi olai uferos sukas shalomecha. This talks about the spreading of the canopy of peace over us as Shabbos comes in. It's a very easy song to learn. Join in. Higolena, Higolena, ufros chavivi olai sukas shalomecha. If you remember last week, I put out a special offer to you and I said to you, if you have a relative or perhaps a friend that is in lockdown or that needs a pick-me-up, just contact me at chazanavromi@gmail.com. Let me know who it's for and give me a contact number and I will send them a private musical message, especially to them. I kept to my word this week. Thank you for those that wrote in, and I hope you enjoy the videos. On with Lechuna Ranana. Let's sing to Hashem. Lechuna Ranana I'm telling you, if you would have been in this house a half an hour ago, you would have seen the stress that leads up to these broadcasts. It's just so early and too early to get everything ready and to have gone to work and back. And I've had a week of migraines, so excuse me if I'm not fully focused, but I'm trying my best. So normally I sing the Oy Zarua song now with the Yiddish. Everybody likes a bit of Yiddish. And this was the Yiddish song that we sung last week about Shabbos. Balticham gehat koyar, Balticham gelaufen in de Gasse. Dichom gehata bisel koya Dichom gelaufen in de Gasse Und ich wollt geschrien hoye Shabbos hayom boy melashem Shabbos, 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 Heilige Shabbos, Shabbos hayom Lashem, Shabbos hayom Lashem, Shabbos, Shabbos, lechtige Shabbos, 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 gehoibene Shabbos, Shabbos hayom Lashem, Shabbos hayom Lashem. Everyone, come on, join in with me. Shabbos, Shabbos, Heilige Shabbos, 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 Zise Shabbos, Shabbos, Yavoy Lashem, Shabbos, Hayom Lashem. Mizemoir Shir Adonai Shir Chadai. B'chatzois v'rois b'kodesh ha'yefar Hori yulifnei Amelech Adonai Niram hayom roi Teimel v'yoshvei ba Nehoros mechalchai Yachad horim yeroneinu Lifnei Adonai kimor Yishai Torres Yishpoi Tevel Besedek V'yamim B'meishorim Adonai malachim nezuamim Yamudahanan Yetaber aleihem Shomeroi da'isa V'chavoi kena b'sar lama Adonai Eloheinu Ata Anisa Inusei Yisaloem B'noikei Mahal Aliloisa Rai Memo Yadinoi Eloheinu Noi just before we sing Lecha Dodi, that beautiful song for Shabbos, Rochela is going to give us some words of Torah from this week's parsha, Chayei Sarah.
I know it might be a rush, the 3 o'clock start, but I keep on thinking about that lovely, relaxing, long evening we're going to have. So there must be an advantage to that. Chayei Sarah, the life of Sarah. Isn't it interesting that this week's portion is called the life of Sarah, when actually we hear about the death of Sarah and the death of Abraham. And the other portion, which says the name life, is Vayechi and talks about the death of Jacob, of Yaakov. Isn't that interesting? And I read actually a very nice idea about that. Life is like a boat. When a boat goes on its first maiden voyage, it's christened with ribbons and champagne and crowds and cameras. And what happens when it comes back all weathered after going through all the different voyages it has? Nothing. Really, the joy should happen at the end when it's seen that it's been successful, because who knows? The first trip could be like the Titanic and it could sink. And that's what our approach to life is meant to be like. When a person passes on, that's when we really see and appreciate the life that they lived and the full life that they lived. And I think it's very apt that this happens this week with the loss of our dear late Rabbi Dr. Jonathan Sachs. Of course we always appreciated him, of course we always admired him, but now since his demise, we're all busy reading and wanting to learn more and understand more and appreciating more what a wonderful, wonderful man he was. How can we value life? Every hour is so precious. Legend has it as that Queen Victoria on her deathbed said she would give up all her fame and riches for one more hour of life. And life somehow seems busier than ever, but we have to make it more meaningful than ever. How can we justify an hour? How can we justify a year? We can look at a year in the eyes of someone who's failed an exam, a wasted year. A minute, someone who's missed a train. A millisecond, an athlete who's just won. So every single minute, every single hour, every single month, every year has to be used to its fullest, and we have to appreciate every single opportunity we have in life and to live life to the full. Shabbat Shalom.
Absolutely. You've got to use every single opportunity and use it to the full. Well said, Rochela, and beautifully said too. Absolutely. Of course, a millisecond to a regular person doesn't make any difference at all. But to an athlete, it could be the difference between gold and silver or between bronze and nothing. Absolutely right. Okay, Lecha Dodi Likras Kala, let us greet the Shabbos Queen. Let's do this in style, everyone. Lecha Dodi Likras Kala, B'nei Shamba wasne Kabbalat. Lecha Dodi Likras Kala, B'nei Shamba wasne Kabbalat. Shamayim ve'bezavachah. Shabbat was never come below. Lecha Dodi. Nay, Shabbat was never come below. Oy likra Shabbat. Lechu v'nei lecha. Ki mekau v'voy ha-bero v'cha. Oy mei roish mi yikevene. Everyone, Lecha Dodi Likras Kala, B'nei Shamba was Kabbalat. I meet the Tash Melechir Melecha, Kom mitzi mitoicha fricha.
was ne Kabbalat lecha doidi nikras kala b'nei Shabbat. Oy he is nari me'afar kovoni. I live shame in the way sifarte kawami. Me'ayan be'ishai me'beizar lahafi me'karvo ve'nafshi ve'nafshi ke'ah Shabbat was ne Kabbalat lecha doidi. I b'nei Shabbat was ne Kabbalat. I hear Yisraeli. Mekiva v'avoidi. Mekiva v'avoidi. Kumi ayri. Ve'yorei yahovani.
Okay, so at this point we change tune. Come forward to Dovey. Dovey wants to say something, Dovey. Dovey, as you know, we announced his engagement last week to Ricky, who we are so fond of. Here she is, once again. Now, last week I announced that she may come onto the broadcast. We haven't been lucky enough to get her on this week, but we still have another couple of days of another couple of weeks of lockdown, and she might come on. You know, it's a little bit daunting, a bit overwhelming, right? You can answer for her. You can answer for her.
As a veteran on the broadcast, it's not so overwhelming anymore. Unfortunately, it's numb to me. But I'm sure it's very overwhelming. And please post any marriage tips you have
To Dovey Freilich, that's it. Any marriage advice for him? He's always open to hearing, to listening.
Definitely,
Is that right?
Definitely.
And we hope to get Ricky on one day.
Yes.
Talking of her, let's do the last part of Lecha Doidi to a wedding tune. Let's do this. Ketzad Meragdim Lifnei HaKala. How do we dance before the Kala? Ilahi Seva Hishim Belahi Sekali Tishtoi Chachi Batevi Mach Yesu Ani Ami Neso Hihir Tila Telalai Lecha Doidi Ay 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 Lecha Raskala Telalai Penei Shabbos Ay 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 Lecha Let's quickly do the mazel tovs before Shabbos. Shabbos, Rabbi Sai. Shabbos is at 3:57. You cannot light candles later than 3:57 here in London. In other places of the world, different times, of course. Mazel tov to Ryan Stoke, who celebrates his bar mitzvah this week. Well done to you, Ryan, on amazing laning. Fabulous Zoom. Mazel tov to you, Susan, Justin, Ethan, and all the family. Wonderful to be celebrating with you. To Linda and to Henry Cohen, mazel tov on your first grandchild, a granddaughter, mazel tov. This is exciting. Welcome to the Grandparents Club. Mazel tov, have much nachas. To Ivan Salter, who had a great grandson, mazel tov to you, Ivan. Last week I forgot to mention amongst all the mazel tovs to Martin and Gillian Kay on the birth of a grandson, a little baby boy, to Jonathan and Racheli. Okay, mazel tov to you. And finally to my niece, to our niece, to Malia, mazel tov on your bas mitzvah. We can't wait for Sunday's Zoom. We want to hear all about it and we're looking forward to celebrating with you. Malia, mazel tov, mazel tov, mazel tov. And of course, it's a shout out to Ben and Sam, to Lucky and Dusty, mazel tov to you all, whatever it's going to be. Anyway, Shabbat shalom to everyone. Join in next week. I don't know, the pressure to be ready for 3 o'clock, the stress. When this camera goes off, I go, woo! Wonderful to have been with you. From Dobby and from Rachela and from all of us here at the Friday family. Good Shabbos, Shabbat Shalom. Thank you for joining. Stay safe, be well. See you next week. Don't be late. Send in your requests to chazanavromi@gmail.com. See you next week. Good Shabbos. Good Shabbos.